love it.
Do you all want me to start letting in the children?
Yes,
Okay.
I think we're ready.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. So you guys, we're about to get started soon. Go ahead and grab your green bags, all of your goodies. Make sure you have it near you. I don't think you need to open it yet. Just, if it's in the car, run and grab it real quick. If it's in your backpack, go grab it so that we're ready to go. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Firdaus. Hey, Amina.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, Bethlehem. Hi, Liliana.
Good morning.
Good morning, Joyce. Good morning, Othniel.
Morning.
Good morning, Maddie. Good morning, Jaya.
Hi, Jaya.
Yeah, I just love that, Bethlehem. Go ahead and say good morning. We're amongst other people, right? It's always great to greet people in the mornings. It's nice.
Good
and early.
morning. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Madison, do you want your name to be Maddie or Madison?
Maddie.
Maddie. Okay, thank you. Good morning, Miss Singleton. Good morning, Miss Singleton.
Good morning.
Miss Garnett, I don't know if you have had the chance to meet Miss Singleton yet. This is our new assistant principal, just in case. She's amazing. I absolutely love her.
Thank you. Good morning. I have not.
Good morning, everyone.
And welcome.
Good morning.
Welcome,
Good
welcome.
morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
Good
morning.
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 Good
Good morning.
Morning.
Bethlehem, are we doing Bethlehem or Betty today?
I'll keep Bethlehem.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Good morning.
I remember some of you guys from last year.
We
Good.
remember you too.
Yeah.
We're flattered, Bethlehem, that you remember us.
You have a good memory. Good morning, everyone.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Joyce. Good morning, Guillermo. Good morning, Sophia Grace. You guys, we're gonna get started pretty soon. You know what Miss Baldwin would love is to see all of your beautiful faces. You know, if you had to have your camera off, that's cool. But if you could turn them on so I can see some smiling faces, that would be super helpful to all of us.
Oh, pretty. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, very nice.
And can we find out who Samsung SM is, please? Is that a student or is that one of our Link sisters?
It may be me, Link Sheila, Link Vanita.
Yes, thank you so much. You want to change your name or can you,
Let me see if I can.
Miss Vanita?
Okay.
I don't think you'll be able to. Can you spell it for me?
VENITA.
Got it. Thank you.
Good morning, Link Vanita. Sorry I haven't gotten back to you. Period. Had a little minor surgery the other day, but I'm good. We'll call either today or tomorrow.
Okay, good morning. Hope you feel better.
Ms. Baldwin, do you want us to go ahead and get started?
Oh, yes, ma'am. They're
Okay.
all yours.
Well, hello, future Eagle engineers. We are so happy that you will be spending some time with us this morning to explore the world of STEAM and STEM and how you can find engineering in all that you do as members of your NSBE Jr. Club. Good morning, I'm Miss Patty, and we're here to welcome you and let you know that we are so excited about getting together with each and every one of you over this school year to participate in hands-on experiments, interact with professionals in the world of technology, learn about things that you may not have known all about in science, and much, much more. So what is NSBE Jr., you ask? Well, NSBE Jr. was developed to provide activities to help students discover firsthand how science, technology, engineering, the arts, and math relate to the world all around you, and also to discover the excitement of academic excellence, leadership, technical development, and teamwork. Did you know the national headquarters of NSBE, which is the National Society of Black Engineers, is right up the road in Alexandria, Virginia? So I just gave you a hint. Who can tell me what NSBE, NSBE stands for? Can anybody tell me? Raise your hand or come off mute.
National Association of Black Engineers.
Excellent, very close. National Society of Black Engineers. Good job. You had your listening ears on. I love it. So yes, NSBE stands for National Society of Black Engineers. And did you know that science is involved in almost everything, like playing sports, playing on the playground, walking upstairs, and even eating your lunch? Let's say you're throwing a football, softball, or even a frisbee. How do you know how to throw the ball at the right speed, height, and direction? Anyone know? Anyone know? Well, I will give you a hint. You use your arm to throw the object at the right speed and angle in order for it to get to the right location. So when you're thinking about that, guess what? You're thinking like an engineer. You solve the problem of how to get an object from one location to another. Now, isn't that awesome? So let's take a quick look at this video I want to show you that can really explain what an engineer is and some types of engineers. So sit back and pay attention.
Miss Patty, we are not seeing anything.
Let me see, let me need to make sure it comes up here. Do you all see anything?
Yes.
Yeah, we can see it now. Yes, I can see it.
Okay, very good.
Important questions when they're working. Number one, what is the problem that needs to
Start at the beginning.
How do we get around from place to place without having to walk everywhere? How can we communicate with people who live far away? These were problems that people struggled with for a long time, until recently, before there were things like cars and phones and computers. And you know who solved those problems? Engineers. But do you know what an engineer is? The short answer is that an engineer is someone who wants to know how and why things work. Now, I want to know how and why things work, but does that make me an engineer? Not quite. Besides being naturally curious, an engineer is a person who designs and builds things, like machines or systems or structures that help solve a specific problem. There's more than just one type of engineer, too. But no matter what type of engineer someone is, they have to ask themselves 3 very important questions when they're working. Number 1, what is the problem that needs to be solved? And number 2, who has the problem that needs to be solved? And most importantly, number 3, why is this problem important to solve? Let's take a look at some examples. A really famous example of engineering is the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, California. I mentioned that there are different kinds of engineers, and a civil engineer is someone who designs and constructs buildings, roads, and bridges. For the person who designed the Golden Gate Bridge, what was the problem that they needed to solve? People couldn't travel in or out of San Francisco, which is surrounded on most sides by water, without a boat. Who had the problem? Residents of San Francisco mostly, but really anybody traveling in the area. And why was the problem important to solve? Well, you didn't want a whole bunch of San Francisco residents trapped in San Francisco forever, even if it is a super cool city. Plus, you wanted people outside of San Francisco to be able to travel to the city easily if they needed to. So the Golden Gate Bridge was engineered as a solution to this problem. In addition to civil engineers, there are also mechanical, electrical, chemical, computer, nuclear, and software engineers, and the list goes on. Let's talk about what some of the other types of engineers do. First up, electrical engineers. Electrical engineers study electricity. They design electrical systems like circuits and computer chips. Think of an electrical object that you use pretty regularly. How about your microwave? What problem was the microwave a solution to? Cold food, right? You have an electrical engineer to thank for the ability to reheat that leftover pizza you just had for lunch. But while you might not have heard of Joseph Strauss or Percy Spencer, the engineers responsible for the Golden Gate Bridge and the microwave respectively, you've probably heard of Henry Ford. As in Ford cars? Henry Ford was a mechanical engineer, or someone working in the manufacturing industry, making mechanical things like tools, engines, and machines. Machines like cars. Ford didn't invent the automobile, but his Ford Motor Company made a lot of them. His Model T car was famous for being affordable for plenty of Americans. Ford saw that lots of people who wanted to drive cars just couldn't because they couldn't afford the pricey vehicles that were for sale. So he engineered a cheaper model as a solution to this problem. His fellow engineers started to do the same, and now, well, cars are everywhere. Henry Ford's not the only big-name engineer. A famous engineer around today is Marissa Mayer. Mayer is the president of the internet company Yahoo and is also a software engineer. Software engineers work on computers and other products that use software to write programs to make them faster and able to do more things. No matter what kind of engineer someone is, their job at its most basic level is problem solving. Each engineer just specializes in solving certain kinds of problems. While it might seem like there are too many types of engineers to keep track of, just wait 15 years, or 50, or 100, because we'll probably have a ton of different types to add to the list by then. Think about it. Over 100 years ago, we didn't have jobs in fields like aerospace engineering, where people design and construct planes and spacecraft. We didn't have planes like we do today or need spaceships, so we didn't need people to engineer them. Who knows what machines or tools or everyday objects we'll have in the year 3015. Personally, I'm hoping for underwater cities. But whatever these things are, we'll need engineers to make them. So what do you say? Who wants to be an engineer?
Very good. So I'm sure you know different types of engineers now. So think about it. You know a little bit more about the field of engineering after watching that short video, but giving us lots and lots of information about engineers. Can anyone tell me one type of engineer? One type of engineer. Go on, Miba.
Electrical engineer.
Electrical engineer, excellent.
Software engineers.
Software engineer,
Mechanical engineer.
mechanical engineer. Wow, great listeners. Yep, you got it there. There are many, many types of engineers that help to solve all kinds of problems. Now, who can tell me what STEAM and STEM stand for? Who knows what? Go on.
Science, technology, art, and math.
And you left out one thing that we were just talking about. What is
Engineering.
engineering? Yes, very, very good.
Crafting and building.
Crafting and building, definitely. Those are all part of STEM and STEAM. So STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. STEAM is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And I just want to thank you all so much for having your listening ears on as we talked about the Future Eagle Engineers Links NSBE Jr Club and all the fun you're going to have this year. Now, you're all part of a club, and guess what? Every club needs structure and officers to help maintain that structure and help carry on the business of the chapter. So now I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Ritchie and Dr. Nancy to go over the officer positions needed to run your club. They're going to tell you about the campaign process and voting. So have fun. Bye-bye. I'm turning it over to Dr. Ritchie.
Good morning, Eagle Engineers. It is so good to see you. I'm Dr. Ritchie. Some of you know me from last year, and it's so great because our whole organization is so excited to connect with you again. And we have planned lots of exciting and fun activities for this school year for our Saturday academies. And just like we have responsibilities to get things ready for you, you too have some responsibilities that we need. The first thing we expect from you is to be a good listener. And guess what? So far, you've been doing that. We want you also to be an eager participant. And those of you who were raising your hands when Miss Patty asked questions, that we love that. That's being an eager participant. We want you to be a willing worker because we're going to be sending home each month activities for you to do. And we want you to really take that seriously. And then we want you to be respectful partners of each other. And a few of you, we need you to serve as leaders of this very special group. You were selected and you have a special role. And we know you have all kinds of great skills and great abilities. So first, we're going to take a little time to get to know you and know about what you're capable of. And you will see how that works for you becoming a part of the officers. We're going to do a little exercise called This is True About Me. And Miss Patty is going to put it up on the screen, but I want you to listen carefully to each statement. I'm going to read a statement. It may be true about you. It may not be true about you. If it is true about you, you're going to use your emoji reaction button and you're going to do a thumbs up. If it's not true, you're going to do a thumbs down. So let's practice. This is a practice. Here is the first statement, not here on the screen, but just a statement for practice. Here it is. I am an Eagle engineer. So if that's true about you, thumbs up. I should see thumbs up for everybody because you would not be on this presentation and this call right now if you weren't an Eagle engineer. Okay, so you understand what we're doing? Everybody good? So take your thumbs down right now. Click on your button and take it down so we can get started. I still see some up. Okay, I need whoever that is. Thank you. Good. All right, statement number one, and they're on the screen, and so you can follow with me. I attend Minnieville Elementary School. If that's true about you, that's a thumbs up. Second, I attended the 2020-2021 NSBE Jr Saturday Academy. That's the one from last year. If you were a member of that group, thumbs up. Okay. Remember, it's either thumbs up or thumbs down. I'm seeing some other signs. So part of this is listening and following direction. Number 3, I am in the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th grade. Thumbs up or thumbs down. That should be a unanimous, because everybody on this call, other than the members of the Old Dominion Links, are in one of those grades. Great. Number 4, I am a good listener. Number 5, I am a good reader. Next, I am a good speller. I am a good writer. I am good at math and I know how to count money. I try to be a good citizen at all times. And the last statement is, I plan to attend all the 2021-2022 NSBE Jr Saturday Academy sessions. And I hope that is a great thumbs up from everybody. That was an awesome job. Give yourself a round of applause. Give yourself a hand. Because now, guess what? We now know that all of you have some of the most important skills to become good leaders. These are all skills that great leaders possess. But there are 4 main leadership roles that need to be filled. And at this time, Dr. Nancy will explain those duties and their responsibilities of those offices. And use your good listening skills, because somebody in this group I know is ready to move up into these roles. Dr. Nancy.
Thank you, Dr. Ritchie. And hello there, Eagle Engineers. So glad you're here. Glad to see all of you from last year and those of you who are new. So if I can get on the screen, you too can be an officer. We'll talk about this handout. There are 4 main offices in NSBE Jr. There's the president, the vice president, the secretary, and the treasurer. Now we know from This Is True About Me, the exercise that you just completed with Dr. Ritchie, that all of you possess the basic qualifications to run for these offices. So let's talk about some specific duties and responsibilities that are an important part of each office. So look on the screen with me. The first office is the president. That is open to 4th and 5th graders only. So you must be a student now in the 4th grade or the 5th grade. You have to speak in a clear voice to welcome everyone and start every meeting. The next office is for vice president. That is open also for 4th and 5th graders only. You must be ready to fulfill the duties of president when the president is absent and be able to speak in a clear voice. Following that, we have the secretary, and that is open to all students in grades 3 and 4 and 5. You must be able to do the roll call. That would be calling the names of all the NSBE Jr engineers when they're on the Saturday academies before we start our day. And you must be able to take minutes of what happens during the meetings. And the treasurer. That is open to all students, position of treasurer, grades 3 or 4 or 5. You must be able to count and handle money. So I hope you are thinking, about the particular office that you may want to run for and what you need to do to let us and your friends know of your interest. So we have another handout for you to see on the screen, and that would be running for office. The rules and regulations. We're ready for that. Thank you. Thank you. So there are 2 rules and 2 regulations. If we can move up just a little, we can see both. Great. So follow along with me as I read them from the screen. Rule 1, you can only run for one office. So it's very important for you to think about which office you'd like, which office you think you're well qualified for, but only one. Rule 2, you must create a campaign poster to show at the November Saturday Academy session. And so regulation 1 tells you a bit about your campaign poster. The poster must be colorful and creative. It should be on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. That's a piece of paper, regular size paper. Same size paper you have in your notebooks, but it should be plain, no lines. In regulation 2, the poster must have your full name and the grade that you are in and the title of the office that you are running for. So for example, I would be, if I were going to run, I would run for treasurer and it would have my name on it, Nancy Whiting, running for treasurer, and I am in grade 5. Got it? Okay. Does anyone have any questions so far? Okay. We will send home a reminder about everything associated with running for office before our next meeting in a ballot bag. So please review the information. So all of the things that you were shown on the screen today, the running for office rules and regulations, the duties of the office will all be in your bag. And I think we'll also have in your bag things about me. The most important is to have your campaign poster ready to hold up and show everyone at the November Saturday Academy session. So be creative and be ready because your friends will be voting for you based on what you share on your poster. And we wish you good luck and we can't wait to see what you do in the November Academy. So now I'll turn it back to Miss Patty. Thank you, and Eagle Engineers. You're on mute, Miss Patty.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nancy. We had 2 questions, one from Bethlehem.
Yes.
Do you have to give a speech?
Do you have to do a speech? You remember from last year we did. They would be very brief. Thank you, Bethlehem. They would be very brief to be able to say what's on your poster, your campaign poster, and why you want to run for that office, why you think you're best qualified to do that job. That's a great question. Thank you so much. What is the other question, Miss Patty?
From Genesis.
Hello, Genesis.
Are you allowed to be the same thing from last year if you were like something or no?
Say it again, please, honey.
Are you allowed to be something from last year? Like,
You could be anything that you want. You could run for president or vice president or secretary or treasurer. Thanks for your question.
And there are two more, Curtis and Amina.
Do we have to get our own paper, or you guys will give it to us?
Do we have to get our own what?
Paper. They want to-
Paper?
Yes.
Well,
Dr. Nancy, I think we send the materials in the bag.
we
Yeah.
do. And I was just trying to think if what we sent was heavier than 8.5 paper, but the size would be 8.5 by 11. So yes.
We'll send it.
And if the students need extra paper, they can get it from school.
Wonderful. Thank you. And good morning, Mrs. Ellis.
Good morning.
Yes. Do we have any more questions?
Guillermo?
we have to do a long speech or a short speech?
Oh, very short, Guillermo. I would
Okay.
say no more than 2 sentences.
Okay,
Is
got
that
it.
good? Got
Yeah.
it? All right. Thank you. These are wonderful questions.
They're excellent questions. Yeah.
And it's so important to ask the questions so that you know what you want to do and how you want to do it. And when you come before the academy again, you're clear, you're speaking in a clear voice, you have your thoughts organized. And those are things that make people say, I think he'll be a good president, or I think she'll be a good treasurer. So do your best, as you always do. It's wonderful.
And we have one more question from Sophia.
Yes, Sophia. You're on mute, dear.
Sophia, I think your mic, your volume may not be up. If not, can you put your question in the chat? Sophia, can you put your question in the chat for us? Okay.
And we'll answer it as soon as we get it. Thank you.
Show me the meaning of the jobs again.
Okay, that the president, office of president, and you must be in the 4th or 5th grade only in order to be eligible to run. Vice president, again, the 4th or 5th grade to be eligible to run. The secretary, which is open to all students in grades 3 or 4 or 5, and treasurer, which is open to all students as well in grades 3, 4, and 5. And so do you see the duties on there, Sophia? Okay, fine. This is going to be you're welcome. And this information will be in your bag as well. So you'll be able to see it while you're making decisions. Thank you.
And thank you, Dr. Nancy and Dr. Ritchie. This is so exciting, isn't it, Eagle Engineers? We get to pick officers.
Yes.
Yes, I know. Well, now we're going to be looking at this thing called recycling. Do you all know about recycling?
Yes.
Does anybody know about upcycling? Well, we're going to learn a little bit about that because we've got a special treat coming in during the Halloween season where people have a lot of candy. We're going to be doing something called Trick or Trash. So I'm going to turn it over to Miss Siobhan, Miss Erica, and Miss Evelyn, and they are going to tell you all about this thing called upcycling.
Well, good morning and welcome, Eagle Engineers. Hi, how are you? We know that during this season, there's a lot of excitement around the fall season and delight around this thing called candy. And we have included in your bags this week some ways to incorporate both the season and the sweets, specifically around the theme trick or trash. Now, in a minute, we will revisit our exciting student advocacy mass project with Miss Evelyn, but first, Miss Siobhan will be explaining the upcycling art project. So this is a great time to grab your bags out of your green bag and pull out your corn and your leaf art kits. You should have both. And while you grab your projects, we're going to play a very short video about trick or trash.
Trick or Trash by Rubicon, powered by G2 Revolution. This Halloween, you don't have to trash those candy wrappers and send them to a landfill. Trick or Trash program, you can help keep our planet clean by recycling your candy wrappers and allowing the wrapper plastic to be used again. Participating in Trick or Trash is easy and fun. Simply fill up the box with your wrappers and mail it back for the process to begin. But what exactly happens to the wrappers once they're returned for recycling? First, the box contents are sorted by material. Most candy is melted off just to make sure they're crystal clean. The wrappers are then ground up into small pieces, cleaned one more time, and then put into a big pellet making machine. They travel down a conveyor belt that is as long as 4 cars. This machine heats and turns the shredded plastic pieces into very small balls called plastic pellets that are used to make new plastic items. Your candy wrappers can now be used again to make new items such as the doggy bags used at animal shelters. Now that is a pawsome reason to recycle your candy wrappers with Trick or Trash.
Great. So good morning, Eagle Engineers, and thank you, Ms. Erica. Kids, we know that as Eagle Engineers, minimizing waste in real life experience. So what are some things that we can know are considered waste? And you can shout them out and come off of mute. What are some things we consider waste?
Water bottles.
Very good. Plastic. What else? Water bottles. Very good. What else?
Soda can.
Plastic bag. Paper.
Very good. Exactly.
Soda cans.
Cans, containers. Very good. You guys, you have it.
Plastic bag.
You're well on your way to becoming engineers because you're aware of these things already. And as you approach Halloween, start to receive candy, we want to encourage a waste-free way of life. And so we have some projects to help you reuse your candy wrappers and improve the environment, which is a good thing, right? So Miss Patty mentioned a word that I want to make sure that we all understand. Does anyone know the term upcycling or what upcycling means? And feel free to just shout it out.
Recycling stuff and building something else with it.
Exactly, Guillermo, you have it. Have you been looking at our notes? Because that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Upcycling is a term that describes how to creatively reuse anything that helps to eliminate waste. So when you receive candy in the next few weeks, there's a way to reuse your wrappers for art, or you can turn those wrappers to recycling bins at your school. So let's look at how we can get smart with art. Let's start with your canvas bags. Did you guys get these bags? You got those? Great. I see your bags. I see your bags. Good. Fantastic. Okay, so what are some ways that you can use this bag after today? Tell me some ways you can use this bag. I'm listening.
To collect candy and then recycle the candy wrappers when you're done with it.
You could use it to recycle that. Sophia Grace, I see your hand.
You could put crayons and pencils in there and just stuff you have.
Excellent. Anyone else?
Like from these wrappers that you give us for like the corn stuff, you can recycle that.
We could use those and put those in the bag. Very good. So we can also color on this bag as well. So you have crayons inside your bag. You can feel free to color your bag as well. Exactly. Thank you, Genesis, for holding up yours. Perfect. So you can color this bag. Now inside your bag, you have 3 art projects. One is a leaf sun catcher, and we're going to tackle that. One is a corn project. Genesis had just mentioned that. And then one is a coloring sheet. So we're going to use the orange leaf project and leave the other projects for another time.
Can we open this?
So let's open it together. Let's open it together. We're going to open our orange leaf project and walk through this. So this is going to be an example while you're opening that project. This is an example of how we can use wrappers in the future. Some of your leaves look like they're yellow, so that's okay too. That's good. We're going to open those projects. Exactly, Genesis. I see yours. Great. Great. I see yours, Nyla. Very good. I can see yours, Maddie. Great. Anaya, I see yours. Guillermo, I see yours. Rio, I see yours. Wonderful. Who am I missing? Othniel, I see yours. Bethlehem, I see yours. Great, great, great. Okay, so we're going to take out this.
Did we grab both of them?
Yes, there should be 2 leaves in there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to walk through with you the different parts that should be in your bag. So you should have 1 leaf, actually 2 leaves that look identical, whether they're orange or yellow. Perfect, guys. And then you're going to have this clear acrylic sheet. Do you see this? This clear sheet, perfect. And then on top of that, you've got some tissue paper. Do you have your tissue paper inside those? Yes, I'm seeing heads nod, great. And then you even have a stick of glue in your bag. Did you see your stick of glue? Perfect, thank you. Genesis is always right on it. Sophia Grace, I see yours. Nyla, I see yours. Perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do is the leaf that we have, we are going to disconnect the middle piece so that it separates. Do you see how I separated mine? We're going to use those perforated edges. That's what they call it when you can disconnect those perforated edges and separate those leaves. And we're going to set the solid leaf aside so that we have just the hollowed leaf remaining. And it's going to allow us to use that acrylic sheet and glue it to the foam so that the leaf and the acrylic sheet are combined.
Do we rip out both of the leaves?
Yes, eventually you will, but for right now, we're going to do 1 sheet when we work through it together. Great question. So first, we're going to use this sheet and try to glue it to the foam sheet. So see how we might
Do we glue it right now?
Do we glue right now?
Yes, you can glue right now. And I'm going to talk you through the rest of this. We'll do it together. We're going to do a portion of this because I want you to be able to take your time? Yes, perfect, Sophia Grace. We're going to take that glue and glue it to the foam leaf so that they are one piece. And while you're doing that, I'm going to continue to explain the directions. And Miss Patty, you keep me honest on time. So while you're doing that, you are gluing that acrylic page to your foam leaf.
My glue sticky is purple.
Just like that, Rio. I see your sheet. Perfect. I see yours, Nyla. Nyla, am I saying your name right? Nyla? Okay, great. Guillermo, I see yours. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to continue to do that. As you are gluing your acrylic page to your leaf, you're also going to glue a tissue paper to the acrylic. So we're
Quick
pretending as though the acrylic.
Do we also put glue on this part?
No, you don't need it on the bottom, just on the parts that need to connect to the leaf. Great question, Genesis. So when you finish connecting those, you're going to begin to glue your tissue paper onto the acrylic itself. So I'm going to do one with you. We're going to glue the tissue paper onto the acrylic. So this is just the start of this project. We might finish this around dinner time or after this afternoon when we have more time. And so now you're going to see how your tissue paper is on your acrylic, and you can organize it in any design you want. Yes, Rio, you have a question?
Are we gonna use all of the tissue paper or just one?
It is totally up to you. You can design your sun catcher the way you want and have all the tissue paper or only just a few. Nyla, I think I see your hand.
Do you glue the tissue paper on the back or the front?
Either way is good with me. You can put it on the front or the back. It looks like to me you would want to put it on the back because you have another leaf that you're going to perforate that center. Remember the second leaf that we have? So you're going to pop out that center. And then you're going to, when you're finished with your tissue paper, you're going to adhere that and kind of close up your leaf. You see
So
how I did
basically, we're
that?
gonna put the tissue paper where the other part where the
Yes. So you're only going to adhere the tissue paper where the acrylic is. And you all already have yours glued, but this is just for the example. And then you will then glue your second leaf to the back of that acrylic so that it's all closed in. You see how it's sandwiched there? You have foam, then acrylic, then foam. You see how it's a sandwich of all three?
so the thin side, right, of this.
Exactly, Genesis. And so I only have one tissue paper landed there, but you are going to continue to glue yours on and add to that project. What questions do you have, students? I want to make sure we're not rushing through it for you. I see you gluing, I see you working.
My brother wants to help. Can he help?
Absolutely, he can help. Absolutely, he can help. Alina, I see you working very well. Great job, Joyce. I see you working. Nico, I see you working. Fantastic. Liliana, working hard.
Where does the tissue paper go?
Oh, great question. Can you all help me answer? Where does the tissue paper go?
Goes on the clear thing.
On the acrylic page, exactly right.
It goes on the back of the acrylic page.
It goes on the back of it. Perfect. Perfect answer. I love you all helping each other. That's fantastic. Okay, so you can continue to do this. I'm going to wrap up because I want to make sure that Ms. Evelyn talks to you about your advocacy mask. So one of the reasons we wanted to show you this project is very good, Genesis. Thank you. So just like you have tissue paper today, next week or in a week or so, you'll have candy wrapper. And you'll be able to use, you could use it just like you did with your tissue paper. But instead, we'd like for you to recycle your candy wrappers. And Ms. Patty is going to tell us a little bit more about that in a second. But first, for those of you who were with us last year, you remember that we had collected paper masks from you for a project we called Unmasking. Genesis is shaking her head, she remembers. So that project allowed you to color and design a page that looked like a face mask that helped you articulate issues that are of interest to you, are important to you. So in your bag, remember your canvas bag, you have a sheet that looks like a mask. And in that mask, we'll want you to color that. And Mrs. Evelyn, I'm going to turn it over to you. I think this is a picture of what they looked like last year. And I just want to share my screen briefly. Ooh, I'm just going to share very briefly, Ms. Evelyn.
I'm sorry, I was pulling it up so I'd be prepared. Let me get it. Go ahead.
No worries. If I can have your attention, I just want to be able to show for you what we did last year with your masks for those who turned them in. Do you all remember being able to complete these projects? I think some of these students might have gone on to middle school, but once you colored those masks, we're able to incorporate it. So Miss Evelyn, I am turning it right over to you.
Okay. Thank you. Going to pull up. Just one moment.
Good question. When we're done, when we're gluing the other side for this, do we have to glue this part now? Like, do I have to put glue in it?
No, the stem of that leaf does not have to be glued. So great question. Rio, you had a question?
For the other piece of this, it won't stick on to the acrylic.
So your second foam won't, have you tried to glue it? You glued
Yes.
the foam to the acrylic? We might have to use a heavier glue. Maybe the glue stick we included may not hold it in. Maybe we have to add a lot of glue to make it stick. So we'll give that a try. We'll add a lot more glue around that edge. Is anyone else having that challenge? Are you all able to glue it?
Yeah, I'm just adding a lot of glue.
You're adding a lot of glue. Okay, so let's use that tactic. Let's use a lot of glue around that edge and press firmly.
What are we gonna do with this?
So those I will leave to you, Genesis, to think of some creative ways to upcycle and reuse.
Okay.
And if they'd like to bring them to school, we can put them in the lobby.
We love that. That is so kind. Thank you. Did you all hear that?
Yeah.
To bring your art projects to the lobby of the school, and you all will have your art featured there. That is so exciting. Miss Evelyn, we turn it over to you. Kids, I invite you to set your projects aside just for a moment, just a short time, while we listen to Miss Evelyn.
I think, good morning, good morning. I think I see a couple of hands still up. Is that Maba has a question, and Maddie?
Yeah. What are the red things for in the bag?
Can you hold it up for me? Oh, the string. Very great question. Okay, so if you're able to glue the two pieces together, they would go to the top of your star catcher, of your sun catcher. The finished product would look like this. Does that answer your question, Mabel? The only thing I would say, we would refrain from using this string, because if we put it in the school, there might be a better way for us to hang these. And so you don't have to use that string. So we didn't go over that, but thank you for acknowledging it was in the bag. Mabel, did you have another question? No, okay. Maddie?
So when I was gluing the tissue paper and then I finished, and then you said to put the other leaf on there, and then like it's still like the tissue paper is still like showing.
Good. That's perfect. The tissue paper is supposed to show,
Like-
because it's
like
going to give an effect like
on this side.
Exactly. Yes. You did it
Oh,
right. You
because
did it
there's no middle in there. I thought like there was another piece of the clear.
No, there's three pieces. There's two foam leaves and one acrylic sheet in the middle. So you've got it right.
Okay.
You've got it right.
Okay, Ms. Evelyn.
All right. Well, good morning. Sound like everybody's all excited and ready to start with it. But before you start, for just a few minutes, if you could put that project aside, I wanted to talk to you about the advocacy face mask project. We are going to be asking you to complete that, as Ms. Siobhan has said, again this year. You have in your bags a mask. It's on a piece of paper, and you also have crayon in there. You can use that to engineer, to design and come up with your mask. But I wanted to ask you 3 questions first. So listen very closely. You had this a little earlier. Those listening skills are very important. We want you to know, what is advocacy? Because these are advocacy masks. We want you to know how you can be an advocate, and how you can not only stay safe, but you can help others to stay safe as well. So that's really the point behind this project. So if you haven't checked your bag, you can do so afterwards. We're not doing the advocacy mask at this particular time, but you have all the ingredients in your bag so that you can do that. And this is what we're going to ask, that you turn it in either before or during the time that you come for your bag for the Saturday Academy that's going to be in November. Now, if for some reason you missed that, we have an extended period. We're going to let you go to December to get those masks done and turn them in. And I have to ask, I'm not real sure, Ms. Baldwin or Ms. Ellis, who should they turn those masks into once they have completed their face mask, their advocacy mask?
That is a great question. So when you're done with your face mask, you're going to take it to the office and give it to Miss Ross. Miss Ross will know to put them in my mailbox so I have them. So your job, when you're done with your face mask, give them to Miss Ross in the office. Okay, guys? Everybody got it?
Great. Thank you so much. Now, remember, we're going to really try to get them in as quickly as possible, because the first 5 that come in will get something very special. We're not even saying what it is right now. So you want to rush and get those in. And if for some reason on that first day, it happened to be 10 that come in, then maybe that 10 will get the special prize. So make sure that you try to get yours in right away. We want you to be able to do that.
Is it this type of mask?
Yes, that is your mask. Yes.
Can you design it as whatever as you want?
Whatever way you want to, you can design it. Yes.
Are you allowed to put these on the mask?
Yes, you are. You remember, you are the engineer for this project. You've got to think it up. You've got to decide what message you want on it, how you want it to look. You are the Eagle engineer. What does this, what kind of message does this face mask show? What's the point behind this one? Can anybody tell me?
To go vote.
Oh, see how it's in your face? This is what your mask will be. What about this one? Do you know what that message is?
Breast cancer.
Yes, that's definitely
Cancer
right.
awareness.
Yes, here's another one.
Autism.
Autism, right. Here's another.
Standing for the right thing.
Yes, that's what it says. See how these masks, everybody is wearing them to stay safe. And they're right, as we say these days, in your face. So you remember your mask will be the same way. I tried my hand at it, and here's another one you might recognize right away. You might have even had to wear one of these. But here's what I tried to do, because I believe all of you guys on the line are smart students. And you're going to, as a Saturday Academy student who believe face masks save lives, you're going to participate in this project, and you're going to design yours. You can use the crayon that's in your bag, you can use pencils, markers, and whatever you choose to, because it is your mask and you will be the one that actually does this.
Good question.
Yes.
Are you supposed to turn this glue back in, or do we keep it?
That's your glue to keep. You
Okay.
do not have to turn it back in. The things that are in your bag are for you, unless it's a project that has to be completed and returned. Okay? Now, I'm going to show, it's a very quick video about advocacy, because I started out by telling you, I want you all to understand what advocacy is. It's your voice being out there. It's a way of not only helping yourself, but you helping others, those that are in your family and your community. So I wanna, I'm going to pull this up real quick here. Guys. And I have to go out. This is the best way I can do it here.
Do you turn in the sun catcher, the leaves?
Do you turn in the sun catchers?
Yeah.
Yes, so it sounded like Dr. Ellis was saying that we would bring those into the school, and then we'll be able to post those. So yes, once you complete that project and you can fill in your leaf with as many of your tissue paper as you want.
Do we put our names in it or no?
You can, if you could use a marker, if you work with a parent or a guardian to use a marker, you could add your name to the acrylic piece, or even on the outside of the foam. That's a great question.
Where do we turn it into? Where do we turn in the leaf?
You're gonna give that to Miss Ross as well, okay? So when you do your mask and your leaf, give both of those to Miss Ross so she can get it to me, okay, Guillermo?
Okay.
How about the snacks and goodies?
The mask, you're also going to turn that in as well.
Yes,
Great
and I just wanted
question.
to mention on your mask, be sure that you turn it over when you do finish your
have your
mask.
name.
Make sure your name is on the mask when you turn it in. You do want us to know who to give the little surprise to, correct? All right, I'm going to.
What about the goodies like the earheads and the presents?
I'm not
Yep,
disclosing
so the
what
candy is for you. And so you can practice using those wrappers and how you're going to recycle them. And we'll talk about that in just a second. I think we have 3 more questions before we may have to.
Is this like a direction or something, or?
Say again?
Was this like supposed to be a direction?
Was there supposed to be a direction? Are you talking about for the mask? For
No,
coloring
for the
mask?
leaf, because and where the leaf was, it showed this.
Are there instructions to the leaves on
I'm
there?
pretty sure.
Yes, I think they were included in the bags as well. There
Yes.
are also
Yes.
instructions.
What
Yes.
do we
There should
do?
be a piece of paper in the bag for
Yes.
both of the art projects that have the instructions on them. Yes.
Yes.
Bethlehem, you had a question, and Sophia Grace.
No, I just forgot to lower my hand.
Okay,
Do we cut out the mask before we turn it in?
you don't have to. You don't have to cut it. You could just design it and turn it in with your name. Great
Okay.
question.
the airheads?
And you can eat the airhead, yes, as long as you promise to listen to the rest of the program.
All right.
Ms. Evelyn, go ahead and hit play.
All right.
Feels good.
We're gonna
And
start.
it makes you strong, physically strong. It's a fact. So if you want to be strong and happy, you learn to give. That, friends, is what we call philanthropy.
Oh. I'm
Pop quiz.
sorry.
How
I
many
don't
raw
know.
eggs a day will it take to maximize the chances of sculpting a six-pack?
Philanthropy. When it comes to time, talent, or treasure, there are lots of different ways to give. And throughout history, philanthropists have changed the course of our communities, our country, and the world.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
I tried to have as little anger as possible. I tried to use it to help people who were suffering and many who were discouraged and did not have the courage to try to take a stand for themselves.
There is an indefinable, mysterious power that pervades everything.
So Ms. Evelyn, we could hold on the video. It looks like it's frozen. Kids, we are so excited to see your mask. We are going to kick this back over to Ms. Patty and talk about where you can turn in your recycled candy wrappers. Ms. Patty?
Okay, thank you. And I saw that there are prizes for those that turned them in early. So make sure that you get those masks in on time. And Miss Ellis received a receptacle yesterday of where you can put your candy wrappers. So Miss Ellis, are you on?
She is not on anymore, but you guys, the receptacle, it says trick or trash. It is right near the front office. It's right by the front door before you go into Miss
Oh
Ross.
yeah, I saw that yesterday when we had dismissal.
You saw that yesterday? That's where you're going to put all of your candy wrappers. All of your candy wrappers, you're going to put it in there, and then we're going to send it off so that it can be upcycled into plastic. Okay, so we have these around at different schools, and we want to make sure that you all have the most candy wrappers. And it doesn't just have to be candy wrappers. You'll see in your bag that there are also pretzel bags. So the wrapping from the pretzels, put that in there. Okay? Thumbs up? Great. Okay, now we are going to learn how upcycling was used in a different country to help with hand washing. And this is in celebration of Hand Washing Day, which was October 15th. And I'm going to turn it over to Miss Shakis. I'm sorry, Miss Deborah is going first. Sorry.
All right. Good morning, Eagle Engineers. Yes, my name is Miss Deborah, and I'm so happy to see all of you, the former faces and the new faces. Last year, some of you will remember that we talked to you about how we are connected with people all across the world. And even during one session, some of you had a chance to build what we call a DNA model, where we discussed our ancestry, which DNA tells us how a living thing will look and function. And again, how we are related to other people in the world. You may also remember we use the word international. We are international people and we are interconnected with people all over the world. And so we can call ourselves global citizens of the world. You may say, what is a global citizen? Well, being a global citizen recognizes that we have a lot in common with people around the world. We may not speak the same language or pronounce our words the same, but we are connected. We do some of the things in this that are the same, maybe not in the same way, but for the same reasons. So now, in the past, I'd say year, 9 months, almost 2 years, there has been one thing that we have in common with people all over the world. And I'll give you a hint. It made us sick, caused a lot of us, all of us, to make changes in our lives, take certain steps, take what we call precautions to prevent this world problem. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Let me hear you. Just shout it at Rate Bethlehem. I see your hand. COVID. Any other words we want to use? Great.
The virus.
The virus. That's right.
Coronavirus.
Corona.
COVID-19.
The pandemic.
A pandemic. You are absolutely right. The pandemic has affected many people, many countries all across the world. So you are so smart. So now I have to ask you, what can we do to prevent COVID-19, or let's say slow the spread of COVID-19? And I'd like you, okay, but
Wear your mask correct.
very
Wash your
good.
hands.
Wash your hands.
Mask, wear mask.
Anything
Wear
else?
your mask correct.
Right. Keep your distance. Very good. And
Keep your
I will
hands to yourself.
keep your hands to yourself. Excellent. I didn't hear that. Yes, Guillermo's little brother or sister. Yes. Okay. Well, excellent. You all are so smart. And there's one more thing. If I didn't mention it, you're going to hear more and more about it. And one more step that people can take, and that is get the vaccine. I know it's been authorized by the Centers for Disease Control for ages 12 to 17. Maybe it'll be authorized for you as well. But I want to say about that vaccine so that you know that an African American female doctor named Kismakia Corbett, she is the person who developed.
We learned about that.
Who's smart listening ears? You learned about Kismakia Corbett last year.
Yeah, we did.
Very good. So while the vaccine is available to us and those of us who are within the age limit that can get the vaccine now, that availability is not throughout the world. So what we have to do, all of us, we have to focus on what we can do to stay healthy. And today, the focus is going to be on the importance of hand washing. So take it away, Ms. Jaquise.
Thank you, Miss Deborah. Good morning, Eagle Engineers. My name is Miss Jaquise. Great to see everyone this morning. I'm going to show you a video that is a great example of what people from a different country who speak a different language with different accents are doing to promote hand washing.
As the COVID-19 began to sweep the globe last year, A team of young furniture makers from Lagos, Nigeria saw the need of turning old metal drums into custom hand washing basins. The innovative partners Bamiboshe Adams and Emmanuel Ogbu, under the brand name Above Ground Level, makes 10 of the basins a day by standard and have made hundreds of the basins for various customers.
Since we have the dump sites around us and most of these materials over there can be recycled into something more essential that people can use in their offices and homes, why not begin to fabricate some of these things? So we came up with the first one, which is the tire table. We posted online and people accepted it.
Emmanuel says they first started with making cables, then moved to making wall mirrors made of tires and some kind of decorative items using papers.
Yeah, when the COVID came and the lockdown was there, we couldn't go out and we couldn't do a lot of these things, and we actually started thinking of something else to do. That was when this idea of the washing hand basin came, that we should make it to help people wash their hands and try to cut down the virus. So
everyone willing to curb the spread of the virus, schools, hospitals. We fabricated the same hand wash station to the whole federal hospitals in Nigeria. We visited the whole state, the 36 states, and it was donated by Detour Nigeria.
Although these things are meant to be only temporary installations, they are playing a critical role in providing hand washing services to many citizens who may not have access to them at their home or place of work.
So let's talk about this video. This video showed some creative furniture makers from Lagos, Nigeria, who use metal drums. Those metal drums are used to ship industrial products like fuel and gasoline. And they created custom hand washing basins to help prevent the spread of germs during the COVID-19 pandemic. I hope everyone was using their listening skills, because now I have some questions. What were they doing with the drums exactly? What were the steps that they were going through to make the hand washing basins? Can anyone name?
They were used to make sinks.
Yes, that's correct. Can anyone else name what they were doing with the drums to make the sinks?
They were
trying to keep people healthy.
They were trying to keep people clean so they don't get sick.
Yeah, that's correct. They were painting the steel drums so that way they look nice. They were adding plastic hoses and faucets and a sink to make custom hand washing basins. Did you notice where the hand washing basins were located after they finished them?
In the middle of the street.
Yeah, that's correct. They were put them outside in the city on the side because not everyone has access to sinks at their school or in their home. So this is a great opportunity for anyone that's walking in the city of Lagos. They can go and wash their hands. Why is it important to have these hand washing basins?
So you can keep hands clean. Safe. No germs can get you sick.
Yes, that's correct.
To try to try not to keep the pandemic keep spreading.
Yeah, that's correct. That is correct. Hand washing is one of the best ways to protect yourself and your family from getting sick. And I just have one last question about the video. Ms. Patty mentioned it and Ms. Siobhan talked about it earlier. What are they doing?
Washing their hands. Recycle.
They're making like this handmade
recycling stuff that they use. Upcycle.
That's correct. I'm not sure who said it, but it's upcycling.
It was me, Guillermo.
Oh, good job, Guillermo.
It was me, Mo.
Oh, okay, good job, Mela. I think a couple of people mentioned it. So great listening. Great job. So now we're going to talk about Global Hand Washing Day and the importance of good hand hygiene. Does anyone remember what Global Hand Washing Day is from last year? Or does anyone know what Global Hand Washing Day is?
I remember.
Global Hand Washing Day is so you can wash your hands so you don't get germs.
That's correct. That is correct. Global hand washing highlights the importance of hand washing with soap and water at home, in the community, and around the world. Does anyone know which day it is each year? We said it a couple times.
October 15th.
October 15th.
Yes, that's correct. And even though that date has passed, we should still practice good hand hygiene and wash our hands. So does anyone know good times that we should be washing our hands?
After you went to a public restaurant or somewhere public.
Maybe when you sneeze.
After you came back
to
from
keep off the germs.
After you come home from school.
Yeah.
When you sneeze to take off the germs.
After going to a public restaurant or any place that's public.
After coming back from the store.
Yeah, those are all.
You can wash your hands after you're done using the bathroom.
Yeah, that's correct. Those are all good examples. And also, before you brush your teeth, make sure that your hands are clean. Does anyone know any diseases that can be prevented from hand washing?
Liliana has her hand up.
Okay, Liliana, thank you.
When you can wash your hands after you're eating.
Yeah, that's correct.
How about when you're like when you sneeze to take off the germs?
Yeah, that's true. After blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing.
If you want to hold your baby sister or play with her.
When you're done playing with your pet, wash your hands.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's a great, after touching an animal.
Very good.
Yeah, that is correct. Good. All right, so you guys have all given great examples of that. So my next question is, does anyone know diseases that can be prevented from hand washing?
Maybe the flu.
Yes.
Hand, foot, mouth.
The pandemic.
Yeah.
Cold.
Yes.
Pandemic.
I'm sorry?
COVID.
Yep, that's correct. COVID-19.
Diseases?
Yes, that's correct. We said colds. You guys have all given great examples. So the video reinforced that 3 in 10 people worldwide do not have access to a hand hygiene facility in their home, which is one of the reasons why we showed that video and showed the creative way that the furniture makers from Nigeria, what they were doing to help prevent COVID and promote hand washing. So let's get involved. Practice makes perfect. Maintain positive hand hygiene behavior. Does anyone know how long you should be washing your hands for?
20 seconds.
20 seconds.
1 minute.
20 minutes.
20 seconds.
It's 20 seconds, that's correct. And does anyone know there's a song that you can sing or
you can sing happy birthday to ABC. ABCs.
Happy birthday.
Yes, that's correct. You guys got that one down. And then you can spread the word, not germs. Tell others about the importance of hand washing. So what I want you to do is to tell your family and friends about what you learned today about hand washing.
Thank you, Ms. Chiquise. Excellent job. So now you're going to get an opportunity to tell your friends about what you learned today. Ms. Baldwin is going to put a link to the survey in the chat. So
quick question. Are we allowed to do this? Because I saw it has like instructions in there.
I'm sorry?
Are we allowed to do the corn one? Because there's like instructions in there.
Absolutely. You absolutely can take on that project. And if you'd like to turn that in as well, you could do that as well. But you're absolutely right. There are instructions in there so that you can go ahead and do that project as well. And it's similar to the LEAF project, okay?
So Ms. Baldwin has put a link in the chat. So if you can click on that link and answer those questions. Do you remember one thing about an engineer? Do you remember what NSBE Jr is? Would you recommend this activity, this session to a friend?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and answer it on the document. I know you all are all experts in clicking on things in the chat. So we'll give you a few minutes and just remind you that I know you all have an activity coming up on, I think, the 29th, Ms. Baldwin. So any wrappers from that particular activity, make sure you put it in that trick or trash receptacle. Okay?
Yes, guys. So the trunk or treat is next Friday. So Miss Edwards, Miss Patty was saying, collect all your candy trash after our trunk or treat, bring it in on Monday, and then you can put it in the receptacle.
Can I show you my sun catcher?
Have you done your survey?
Yes.
Oh, then yes, you may show it to us. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Wow, that is so nice. Hold it up for me one more time.
Let's see if we can get you on the.
Can I see anyone else's projects as well? I want to see all of them.
You want to see mine? Okay.
Only if you finished your survey. Only if you've said, oh, wow.
I did it with him.
You had a helper.
Yeah. Hi, Miss Baldwin.
Hi, William. I'll see you on Monday, okay?
Okay. Do we have to glue the tissue paper?
Yes. Oh, Liliana, I see yours. Hold it up. Very nice. Very nice. You all did a very good job in a short amount of time.
And so quick.
Yes.
You all must be engineers.
I can't get my link to work.
Liliana, you can't get yours to work?
Yes.
Liliana, I'm going to send it to you in your email, okay?
Okay.
They're Eagle engineers.
Has everyone completed the survey?
Yep, I did.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Well, we're so excited you were able to join us today. And we are going to have to say goodbye, but we want you to remember to recycle, upcycle, and remember what it is to be an engineer. And we look forward to seeing you on November 13th, which will be our next Saturday Academy. And those of you all running for office, don't forget your posters, your piece of paper with your information on it.
Do we have to run for president?
You do not have to run for president. There are other offices that you can run for.
I might run for president because last time I didn't make it as president and I ran for it.
Well, you can always try again.
Yeah.
I love perseverance.
Quick question. Is there still people that could still join engineer? Because one of my friends wanted to join, but they weren't able to.
You would need to talk with Miss Baldwin about that. Okay?
Send me an email, Genesis.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it today because I'm gonna be busy.
No worries, girl. We'll chat on Monday, okay? I'll come find you.
Ms. Patty, can we
Yes.
remind them about, be sure to turn those masks in as well?
Yes, be sure to turn your mask in and your leaf projects, because I think the leaf projects are going to be on display. And don't forget, you could get a gift if you turn your mask in, if you're one of the first 5 to 10.
Can I work when I'm done with this meeting on it? Can I work on it after this meeting?
You sure can.
Okay.
Okay, if there are no other questions, we'll see you in November.
Bye.
Bye. We're so excited you're all back.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good weekend.
You have a wonderful weekend too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you on Monday.